We're introducing Brian McSteen,
20 hours a day tirelessly.
Yeah.
Who's doing the work?
undisputed monster of roofing.
Massive companies. St. Gobain, Texas A&M, 86 car washes.
He's putting you on game for real.
Really important to listen to the ideas of your people. No, I can sing a little bit.
Oh, for real?
I really don't appreciate you talking to me like that. Like, you should learn to respect people regardless of their age.
Like, no, this is not how we do it.
I don't consider myself a monster. I try not to put myself in the mindset of being a monster.
That one? Dun, dun, dun. Is that the right song?
That's it.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of money coming into the business.
You ask for more business and you get more problems.
Just put that away. I'm Perignon and doing champagne.
Gotta get that down, Perry.
Next thing you know, you're selling their car because they can't pay their bills.
I think I almost fell off a roof one time.
Yeah, you'd remember. I'm gonna live forever.
I know that's coming, bro.
Yeah.
No, you gotta sing something. Do.
Okay, do. I mean, that's what business owners are. You solve problems, you execute, you get things done, you don't make excuses. If someone gets in your way, you move them out.
Shh. Quiet when the monster's speaking. Class is in session. So, Brian, man, tell us, what's your intro song? What's the intro song of a monster roofing?
I think Eye of the Tiger. It's, talk about how you're rising up, you're back on the street, you took your time, you took your chances, but also talks about never trade your passion for glory. And I think in business, once you attain a certain level, it's easy to trade your passion for glory. And sometimes you lose that fire.
Yeah.
And you lose that motivation. And you just got to stick to it. You got to stick to what you're trying to accomplish, and never trade your passion for glory. So that's why "Eye of the Tiger" is my intro song.
So we doing a Katy Perry version, or
That's a joke, right?
the other? Hey man, I don't judge.
Straight to the top. Straight to the top. That's what it's about.
Dun, 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 dun. That one. Dun, dun, dun. Is that the right song?
That's it.
Okay, yeah. You know what's crazy? I remember it from this commercial. I forgot what the commercial was, but it was following this guy or whatever. But that's a little bit before my time. Man.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm
Hopefully-
40 now.
I was about to say, I hope you don't feel like an old man.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that. You make me feel younger. I just turned 40, so
Oh, congratulations, bro.
thank you.
Big congrats.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to know this. Why is Brian McSteen a monster of roofing and not a monster doctor, not monster lawyer, monster mailman?
I think, I don't consider myself a monster. I try not to put myself in the mindset of being a monster. But, we're never where we want to truly be, right? We're always in the future, because I'm exactly where I wanted to be before, but I'm not where I want to be now.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're always in this evolution of wanting to be in our future thoughts and beliefs and goals.
Yeah.
I never try to have that mentality because I think that's easy to do. Trade your passion for glory. It's like, you think you big and you did it, and okay, now you can kind of relax, and you're never going to get to where you really want to be if you relax and if you trade that passion. So, but the reason why I chose, to get into the roofing business is, at an early age, I was, door knocking. I was actually shy, so I was actually an artist, and I did kind of went outside my comfort zone and did things to put myself in a position to kind of grow myself socially.
You said you're an artist. You look like you play the guitar, bro.
No, I can sing a little bit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah. And no, I won't be singing. I won't be singing
Come
today.
on.
But I do. Matter of fact, I sang for my employees the other day. They're like,
For
"You
real?
know you can sing?"
Were you in a band?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. When I was younger, I would watch videos on how to sing and teach myself how to sing. I ordered that DVD that I saw on an infomercial.
Oh, sure.
Learn how to sing
Dang.
back before YouTube was everything.
Dang, you really are old.
Yeah, but don't worry. I mean, 5 years from now, we're going to be able to turn back the time anyways and
Right.
reverse our aging. So
Oh, yeah. No, that's coming.
I'm going to live forever.
I know that's coming, bro.
Yeah,
No.
5-10 years from now, we're going to.
You
don't have
definitely
to-
look
you
mid
don't have to worry
30s,
about
low
it.
30s, bro. You living life the right way, whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah.
Working hard and having fun. So, but yeah, I kind of chose that, and I just gradually got into different things. I worked for a window siding roofing company. I door knocked for them, and then kind of progressively got into other businesses. My parents, they own a telemarketing company, and they were calling on behalf of an elite exterior restoration company that was in Chicago, Illinois. They offered a job, said, hey, they're looking for salespeople. I got hired instantly, became their top salesman within 3 months. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. The first door that I ever knocked on was the first job that I ever sold. And I sold it the next day. So I knocked on the door.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, the first door I ever knocked on.
But
was
even
the first
before
job
that, it just so happens that your
sold.
parents had a contract with a company that was hiring.
Yes.
And so it was like you didn't like roofing found you.
Roofing found
and
me.
then the first door you knocked, bro, that makes no sense.
Well, we can go back a little bit even further. It's even crazier because I had a teacher talking down to me in class, and I said, look, I really don't appreciate you talking to me like that. Like, you should learn to respect people regardless of their age. He said, I don't like the way you're talking to me. Go to the principal's office. So I told the principal the same thing. And the principal says, hey, I got this flyer from this company called not Elite Exterior Restoration, National Energy, sorry. So I got this flyer from this company called National Energy from the principal. And he says, I think you'd be good for this job.
Yo.
And so I went and applied, and then I got hired right away. And then as I worked there for 2.5 years, I did telemarketing, and I also did door-to-door sales. Then I got the opportunity for Elite Exterior Restorations from my family, saying, hey, they're hiring, and they hired me right away. And then I became their top salesperson.
Dang, bro.
And so that's kind of how it happened right away. It was really cool because the adjuster that I had met on the first house that I ever had knocked as a salesperson, that I met the next day. They filed a claim. The adjuster came out the next day, cut a check on the spot. His name was Steve Kowalski. He was from State Farm Insurance. I remember the day. Could hardly put up a ladder. I was still figuring things out. I was working out of a 1992 Honda Accord.
Dang.
Yeah. But the adjuster liked me, and he ended up giving me like 30 projects after that. He was referring everything to me. And so I realized that building relationships was important. Being nice to the right people was important. And I worked with a whole bunch of different, roofing companies throughout the years, big and small, took all the good, and eventually took all that, what I learned throughout the years, and built my own business with it.
In the middle of nowhere, Texas. No, North Mexico. This market, bro.
Ahem.
And this was at a time that it wasn't as pop. Right now it's popping, and people know that this is the place to be. But you came before that was.
So my business partner has a cousin that works for State Farm, and he is one of the #1 adjusters for State Farm. He called my business partner, Alfredo, and he said, hey, y'all should come down to the storm. It's crazy. McAllen got obliterated. And it got really badly damaged. And we're looking into the city, and it was the number one to number 3. I think it was in the top 10 fastest growing cities in America. Mm-hmm. So we're like, all right, let's go, let's check it out. And we got in the car, and we drove here, and we decided to get to work.
Dang, bro. On the first visit, you're like, all right, let's make it happen.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a long backstory there.
Yeah,
Some interesting stuff, but so we started from scratch.
So, fast forward, so you have, if you can explain to them the difference between McAllen Valley Roofing and McAllen Roofing Company.
So when you try to start a business, you have to think about what is the name going to be and how are people going to find us? And being found is probably the most important thing. And so I was working with an SEO company in Arizona, and he had taught me about, keyword search and direct keyword, and how people, search for things and what they look for and what's going to pop up when they search for it. And so that's very vital. And so we named our company specific to the town with roofing. And then we had him actually help us build the website, make sure all the keywords are in there. And we had to do research pretty much on all of our competitors. Where are they posting? And I worked 20 hours a day tirelessly, looking at every single competitor site where they were advertising and posting and what citations they were on, and I duplicated it. And next thing you know, within 2 weeks, we're ranked #1 on Google.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the phone started to ring. And we started getting 7, 10 calls a day, 15 calls a day, 20 calls a day. If you can get business to chase you, you don't have to chase it. The hardest part about business is usually chasing it, trying to find opportunities. But if you can put yourself out there where the opportunities find you, that's when you can build something sustainable.
Where's the money going? Let me stand in the middle of that road, and you saw the money was going online searching.
Where is the interest going? So if there's people that are interested, where do they go to look? They usually go to Google.
Right.
Right? I mean, if you Google, #1 roofing company on ChatGPT, I looked it up the other day, we were #1, which was interesting, which was really cool. And so you need to be, you need to be up there in the top 3, minimally. And so that way people can see you. And it's become more challenging over the years. It's an arm wrestling contest. It's not easy. People caught on. Hey, what are they doing? People, other website developers come to me and they're like, hey, we were told to copy your site. We were told to copy your backlinks. We were told to copy your citations. But what they don't realize is we have 37 websites that we've created, all different cities, so much content that it's really hard to keep up with us. And that's why we're still ranked number 1.
Dang, bro. So what's the difference between the 2 entities? McAllen Valley.
So
McAllen
to answer your question, so McAllen Valley Roofing was the original company that we had made. When we go to appointments, everyone's like, oh, McAllen Roofing. They skipped the valley. They skipped the valley, and over the years, I'm like, can we just switch the name to McAllen Roofing?
Yeah.
Like, no one even mentions it. And when we give them the email, hey, it's Brian at McAllenValleyRoofing.com. Oh, Brian at McAllenRoofing.com. No, McAllenValleyRoofing.com. So it became kind of frustrating a little bit. And so then what we ended up doing is we ended up finding out that as we grew, when you're doing commercial and residential, you need 2 different insurance, policies essentially. So if you pay based on your premium is based on the revenue that you're making, okay? And it's based on also the coverage that you have. So you don't need a $6 million coverage, an umbrella policy on a residential house, because most houses are not $6 million.
Right.
But the more coverage that you have, the more cost per dollar of your revenue you have to pay. And so it just didn't make sense financially to pay on all our residential revenue that high premium that we're paying on our commercial. So we're like, well, let's split up the revenue streams and split up the company. Let's do McAllen Roofing, McAllen Valley Roofing.
Yeah.
And so we split up the revenue streams for insurance companies and for insurance purposes. And so now we save a lot of money on our insurance policy because we're splitting our revenue streams and not paying all the residential stuff. We're paying a smaller insurance premium because say it's covered for $1 million and a commercial is covered for $6 million. And so we're paying a lot less a year. It was just a financial decision in the beginning.
Yeah, it makes a, yeah,
so
it makes
McAllen
a lot of sense.
Roofing is now our industrial, commercial, and new construction company that we have. And so, we've ran with that, and we're doing really, really well. Actually, that's about 80% of our revenue right now.
It's great to when you separate the operation, not just separate entities, but a separate operation overall. While there is some overlap, there's specific processes that should be specific to the type of roofing that you're doing, as opposed to just kind of there being something that's a blanket. So totally separate processes, totally separate point people, the whole 9.
Yeah. So there's different employees. There's some shared workspace. But there are different employees that are, there's a residential production team and there's a commercial production team. And there's an operation manager that is in between both of those. But that person primarily works on the commercial work. And so we do have those things separate. You
think you'll get to where it's one operation for this one operation for that one eventually?
Probably. As we grow throughout the state of Texas, I think there will be some division there. Just kind of like Budget Roofing Supply. We started out as a distributor of products, and now we have our own warehouse, and we have, it's completely separate. Now we're, doing other things with that as well.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
So what makes your roofing business stand out, other than, of course, what you're able to do with the marketing online and all that?
We deliver quality and consistency. And the way we do that is we've had the same foreman for the last 14 years. That is the main foreman that's installing the roof system with the crew on all of our commercial buildings. So for the last 14 years, it's been the exact same person. He started out as a painter. We taught him commercial roofing. And that's the reason why we're a master with almost every major manufacturer for commercial roofing products.
So he developed that expertise, and you're able to to maintain.
And the thing is, these manufacturers come out and they actually grade our roofing system.
Oh wow!
And if you don't keep a certain score, you lose your master certification. And most of the roofers here have lost it. We're the only Duralast master contractor, which is the world's best roof here in the Rio Grande Valley. Period. We're one of, I think there's for GAF. I think there's one in Harlingen. They're a real big company. They're also in Houston. But I mean, it's less than a handful of people that have this master certification status.
Dope, man.
Yeah. So I think, a lot of people are looking for that, where they're insured, where they have workers' compensation. So if our workers get hurt, workers' compensation is not mandatory in the state of Texas. And so having that insurance, having, that quality, having the people that have worked with us for so long is super rare. I mean, I don't know many people have had somebody doing their roofs for 14 years for them. Like, that's super rare.
Yeah.
And so that person is an expert. And so what you want when you're doing a building is an expert on your roof.
Dope. And then that expertise is able to be passed down to newer guys that come because he's still there. You know, he's able to transfer his wisdom.
There's experts. You can hire an expert, right? So I'm an expert. Alfredo's an expert.
Yeah.
But it's not about the person selling the job. It's not about the business owner. When it comes down to it, it's about the promise made and being able to deliver on that promise, but not from a salesman standpoint, from the crew.
Yeah.
Who's doing the work? Who's overseeing the actual work that's getting done?
Yeah.
Is it being done to my standards? How do I know that it's getting done to my standards? Because he's an expert and he understands our standards. He's been working with us so long. And so that's really the difference. That's what really makes us shine, being able to deliver that consistency.
Yeah. So you started off with the residential, then got into commercial. Mm-hmm. What was that jump like? Like, what challenges came up as a result of you like taking it to another level?
I think it was natural. I think we started out doing 85, 95% residential, and then as jobs start kind of trickling in, you get this opportunity, you get more opportunities, people hear about it, word of mouth gets out, hey, call these people. And so there's just a natural transition. Right now, we're like 90% commercial work.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah. So the majority of our work is actually commercial. We prefer it because you're dealing with professional organizations that pay. It's structured pay. They have 30 days, 45, 60 days to pay.
Right.
I'm talking like massive companies, St. Gobain, Texas A&M. We just got awarded like 86 car washes. Apparently, those are a good business to get into.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And so
Are you shooting for Tesla, man? You trying to get a Tesla contract? Did you ever put a bid in for any?
Not that building, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a huge project.
Yeah.
I drove by it. It took like a minute and a half to get past it.
The
Like, it is long. You're like, is it that long? It's long. It's like Mega Factory.
It's just crazy how you have this all came from one person's just deciding to have a reality separate from what everybody else has. Like how you said before, how you're always living in the future. Mm-hmm. This dude decided that this is how things are going to be, and he went to try to make it happen. It's just really inspiring.
Well, you got to start with, okay, what do I want to accomplish? What is it that I need to do to get there? And you just start mapping it out. And then your map changes over time. And the things that you have to do change over time. And then you get little kinks in the road, and then you have to figure that out. You just have to be a professional problem solver.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what business owners are. You solve problems, you execute, you get things done, you don't make excuses. If someone gets in your way, you move them out.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, there's nothing to that, man. That's war at the end of the day.
It's war. And it's the same thing. Sometimes your own employees can get in your way with their own ideologies, their own beliefs, what they think you can and can't do, or how they feel, or
yeah.
Sometimes people don't work, and so that's why hiring the right people is really important.
Yeah, I've run into that before. We had some employees saying like, "Well, I think that as brand genius, we should take on these type of clients because, like, bro, this is not your company." Like, I know, like, it's another thing if you say, "Hey, I would love to focus on this type personally." Because I have an affinity toward it. I would say, hey, I want experts within this space. I would focus on getting more clients like this so that you can develop more strategies and stuff. But
you still have to listen to your people, though. I think it's really important to listen to the ideas of your people because the point is to hire the right people so that they can tell you what to do, right? You're supposed to hire experts in every part of your business that can tell you what to do or how things are supposed to go. But obviously, it's your vision is what you're trying to say is you don't want someone to overstep the boundary of the vision that you're trying to portray, right? You want someone to follow your vision or believe in your vision and then make the steps and put the ideas out there and just to kind of get that done. Right?
So, yes. So my issue is outside of logical reasons. So if you have a logical reason why it would make sense to go that route, then I'm like, okay. But if you're just telling me like, no, I really like this, it was like, bro, like that's not what we're doing. Or I don't like that client. Why do I have to keep shooting with? Like, no, this is not how we do it.
Thing is, logic to you might not be logic to them.
Yeah.
So, it's one of the things that we make, one of the biggest mistakes I think that we make as business owners is the assumption that people believe or think the way we do. Because people do not think the way that we do. We're articulate. we overthink everything. We're detailed. We can't assume that they get it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's up to us to kind of work that. But you never want to push back too much unless they become a nuisance in your business.
Oh yeah. That happens.
Where they don't listen.
Yeah.
And then they do what they want because they think that's better, because they prioritize what they feel is better for the business. And that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah. I'm
you
cool.
ask
Like
them
you
when-
feel this way and we talk about it.
Yeah.
But like for you to like intentionally put forth less effort because you've decided that that is not the way that you want to spend your time, but you're getting paid the same amount for it. No, we don't play that. Because I'm not going to short your check. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pay you exactly what we agreed on, you know?
That's right.
So, but that's some of the stuff that comes up. So what I would love to hear, like, because down here, or I've seen, you know, across, you know, all the places I've gone, and I'm in a student of business. So a lot of people, they're happy with a certain level of success. And you at the mom and pop shop, hey, I have enough for my kids can go to college for free. We, you know, I have this real estate that I purchased. So they don't want to innovate anymore. They're not thinking of the next level. So how do you make sure that you are incorporating that next level thinking in the future?
Okay, so that is probably the number one most important thing to manage of your employees. So you do not want to send them motivation. You need to intrinsically motivate them if they're not already intrinsically motivated. And the way you do that is by breaking down what they want. So you have to do like a little workshop with them where it has a series of questions. And you literally break down, what are your current expenses? What is that? Okay. What is it that you want that you can't currently afford? What is that going to take? What is something that you maybe want to get for your family, or, you know, maybe for your wife? And what you do is you add all that up, right? How do you want to invest your money? What is it that you want to change about what you're doing? And then you figure out, okay, what is the income that person needs to make to obtain that?
Right.
Okay. And then what you do is you ask the question, now what are the things that you need to change about what you're doing now that you're not doing to get you here? And if, for instance, say my employees make 10%, they know exactly how much more now they need to sell. I say, okay, you need to sell another $1.3 million this year. Your average sales, this is how many more sales you need. This is how many more prospects you need based on your current closing ratio. And this is how many more types of opportunities you need to be seeking. How many opportunities, you know, what do you need to do to get to those opportunities? You know, how much more of this do you need to be doing? And so you break it down what they need to be doing. So every single day you need to sell 1.3 jobs. And so when you get it in their head and they actually have a clear idea when they wake up in the morning exactly what they need to do, and they're like, I really want to do this for my wife, that makes all the difference in the world. So doing, you know, a breakdown of what their expenses are, what are their goals, putting it on paper, and turning that into daily actions is a game changer.
Going back to Simon Sinek. Yes, you have to start with why. It's important to start with why. I never tried Simon Sinek. That was my first time. So I'm not sure how well I did.
Simon's interesting, but he's not wrong, because I mean, if you start with why, it's motivating. I mean, if you talk about why you do something you do, it's inspiring. If you just talk about what you do, it's like, oh, I'm a roofer. I was like, you know, so are the rest of the other roofers. What makes you different?
Right.
Why are you doing this? Because people that are in it for the money, you know, they're not going to get successful usually. People that are in it for the purpose of helping people, those are the people that usually succeed, because that actually drives you. That actually motivates you to get out of bed in the morning and help that person on a Saturday or a Sunday and the water's coming in their house. If you're just in it for the money, say, I'll see you Monday.
On that subject, to help other people, if someone else wants to become a monster roofer, I have some questions that kind of, for you to give them the blueprint to make it to that level, to get on your level as a roofing monster. So, question 1. If someone wants to build a thriving roofing business, what should they focus on first? Residential, commercial, or both?
They should start with residential, and it depends on the experience that they have. But I would say always start with residential. But that's what I would start with. I mean, you really need to know the main 19 components of a roof system, how it's installed properly, so that way you can make sure that the crew is, you know, installing that property.
So when do you know to then take on commercial roofing jobs? Like, at what point in time would be a good indicator?
I mean, it just depends on your knowledge base. I mean, starting a roofing company and not having the general understanding of residential and commercial roofing is dangerous. You know, just like anything else. I mean, Elon Musk started a rocket company by reading books. He trained himself. He's learned what it takes. It's not. He didn't go get some degree for it. So I mean, it's up to the person to be self-seeking, and the person that is self-seeking and curious and wanting to know more and wanting to more and soak up all the knowledge possible. Then you can take it all on. It doesn't matter, because as long as you have the understanding of how it's done, how it's installed, and you follow that properly, I mean, it's just like we can do anything now following a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And as long as you're there to hold the people accountable and give them direction, you can do anything that you want. So if you want to start residential commercial, great. But it takes more money, and there's a longer time period that it takes to not just close the deal, but also to get paid in the end. And so that can hurt some people financially. And if they're not, financially backed, or they don't have those funds, then always start with residential, because it's less impactful on the pocketbook, especially if something goes wrong.
So make sure your residential operation is self-sustaining first before you do you treat it like it's another business, and that, let me make sure this is good so that I have the time to focus on this?
Most roofers, they think, oh, commercial, it's money. They think about the money, and it's big and this. And there is more money. I mean, the larger the transaction, the more money you make. That's how all business is. Mm-hmm. So the larger the transaction, and that's great. And so a lot of people look at the residential pays the bills, and the commercial makes you wealthy. So some people look at it that way. And so eventually, once you're making money and you have, like you said, self-sustaining, then you can move on and get your commercial business running.
Okay. So what strategies do you use to maintain high standards in project management?
Well, I have project managers that have, I think it really comes down to your people, the care, and who you hire. You have to hire people that care.
But the more projects you do, like the volume that you're doing, without systems in place, the wheels are going to fall off, So like, you doing something.
We have a lot of guys running around. We have a lot of foremen. We have a lot of amazing crews. And so we're getting jobs done quickly. So for instance, we have a certain coffee shop here in town. It take one day to do the job. Move on to the next one. We have sometimes up to 250, 275 people working in a day. So it's quite a bit. But as long as you have your hierarchy and you have your managers, you have your foremen. The foremen are in charge of the crew. The operations manager makes sure he goes around to all the different projects, checking on with the foreman. As long as you have your structure and your communication channels, and all that flows upwards, it'll work out as long as you structure it properly.
So let's say I got residential down, I got commercial down. At what point in time do I start integrating sustainable, solutions such as solar energy or anything like that? Would you advise it?
Solar is a whole nother animal. I probably wouldn't advise it, because, what happens, you don't want to pull yourself too thin. You're doing commercial roofing, residential roofing. Now you can have your contractors and people that you hire that you can bring in, because you need to be, as a business owner, you need to be a relationship builder, and you need to have people that do everything. I'm probably one of the most resourceful people that you've probably ever met. Like, if you need something, I got you. You're probably the same way, because that's just how we are as business people. People that, hey, do you got an AC guy? Do you got a plumber? Do you have a framer? Do you have, someone to do this concrete for me? I have somebody for everything. And so as long as you have those channels and you have those people that you can trust to do those things, then you can incorporate that into your business much easier. And one of the most important things, like if you're going into a residential roofing business, you have to have an amazing crew. Because if you don't have customers raving about how good your crew was, you're not going to get referred to other people. But if they rave about how good you did, they're going to refer you to everybody. And that's key. So you can answer the phone as a new business owner. You can create that estimate as a business owner. But if you're not doing the work yourself, and that person and that crew is not, they don't look amazing, they don't treat the house amazing, and the work isn't amazing, you're not going to get referred to anybody, and your business is going to tank.
Okay.
So the number one thing is making sure that you have good workers that are consistent.
Okay. How do you train these people? They come on, and let's say they have a different system in mind because they work in another roofing company.
That's right.
Now you integrate them into your system. Like, how do you make sure that they can represent you?
Because most business owners, like I said, are under the assumption that, oh, he's a roofer. He knows how to do roofing.
Right.
Oh, he's a marketer. He knows how to do marketing.
Right.
But he only knows what he was taught. Those guys only know what they were taught. And most people, to our standards, aren't taught properly.
Yeah.
And so we only almost have to go through the learning process with them and say, hey, these are all the components. This is how you do this. This is how you do it properly. And it's like simple things, how you put the drip edge on. I go to a house and I'm like, why did you put the underlayment under the drip edge? It goes over. Oh, I've been through, this is the way I was taught. And it's like, well, that's not the way it's supposed to be. The water's supposed to go over the drip edge so it drips over the edge. And it's just, so we have trainings with our crew, and we have our guys go on site, and they go from step to step. They stay there all day and make sure that crew is doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then once they learn our way, then we can kind of pull back. We go to the next crew. And so it's a training process. It's time, spending time on the job site with the crew, step by step, making sure they know what to do.
Okay. What are some of the key differences between managing residential and commercial roofing projects? How do you navigate them effectively?
They're very similar. It's just, commercial is bigger equipment. There's actually less management that's needed. You don't really have a customer that's, usually it's a corporate company. Like, for instance, we're working on Family Dollar right now as we speak. There's a general manager at the store. The general manager doesn't care about the roof unless it's leaking.
Yeah.
So you don't have somebody walking around checking your stuff, or, we can work without being distracted.
Yeah, you got residential, you got people walking around looking.
Yeah, like, hey, what's this? Hey, are you gonna fix this? Gutters weren't in your contract, man. The drip edge's not straight. Your house is not straight. Well, I'm not gonna pay you till you fix that. I'm like, so I got to fix your house too.
That's pretty funny.
All
Bro.
right.
It's what you asked for, though.
Yeah.
It's like you ask for more business and you get more problems.
And so those little problems
Yeah.
is more prevalent in the residential side, and so it's kind of nice to not have to deal with that pointing and I'm not going to pay you kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
So it's actually easier to do commercial work, but it takes, more financial backing to do so.
So if you started today, started over again today,
Mm-hmm.
and your business was booming, since, do you prioritize expanding to another geographic region with that same template, or do you expand services first?
No. I think expanding services is probably one of the bigger mistakes. It's kind of like McDonald's. To be able to expand to a larger market, they had to condense what they offered.
Yeah, gotta be simple.
It's got to be simple, fast. And so when they created the Speedy system, and like McDonald's, when they spread to each location, what was happening is people were coming up with their own stuff and they're selling other things. And back then they didn't sell chicken and corn, but people would just offer different things, and it kind of screwed up their name. And so the way McDonald's actually changed their business model was, instead of hiring these wealthy, older investors, they went to military and church groups and things of this nature, people that are used to structure, right? And then they started offering franchises to these structured military and group church type people, where they're used to following orders and they're doing the right thing, and
Right.
they followed the rules. And so that's what changed them. You got to condense it, and you got to make sure that you have the right people running your place.
Now, finally, last question on this portion.
Yeah.
How can someone start to build trust? The business is going, but it's based on people ultimately for you to be able to grow. So how do you have a system of building trust and establishing long-term relationships?
Trust with
your
who?
clients?
With your employees
Clientele.
or with your clientele?
Clientele, with the reputation that you have within the area.
Okay. Doing what you say you're going to do. And even if you screw up, you're there. So if something happens, which something always happens in business, but you build trust by being there when they need you. When your customers need you, you should be there for them. That is literally what we're here for. Like, when someone has a leak or something coming into their property, what are we here for? We're there to stop it. Right? We're there to solve their problem. We're professional problem solvers. So they have an issue. They want me to be there for them. So what do I need to do? I need to give the customer what they're expecting. If you give the customer what they're expecting and you do that consistently, they'll trust you, they'll believe in you, and they'll refer you.
Nice, man. And you just put somebody on game. Somebody that's trying to be a roofing monster. Replay that, listen to it all again. He's putting you on game for real. Yeah. So this moves us to our MonsterClass project. This is very unique to you as a monster of roofing. If you were tasked with creating 5 laws of roofing success to guide all future roofers, and your success is determined based upon how well they do, what will be the top 5 laws of roofing success?
5 laws. 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 One is make sure that you're found online. And then make sure that you have a good name. That's very, very important. I see a lot of these people, they have all these funny names or they have these funny logos that look kind of fresh and like, oh, you look like you just started your business yesterday. And so it's really important being found and having a good name.
Okay. Law number 2, to be a monster roofing.
Yes. Make sure that you're always prospecting. You can never stop prospecting until
Clients or employees?
Yeah, you have to have everybody prospecting in your business. Every single person in your business needs to prospect. Even the person doing the books. Everybody has to put in the effort. And if you don't have the people, you have to be prospecting always yourself. Always be prospecting.
What's law number 3 of a monster roofing?
Quality, making sure that you're delivering quality to your customer. So after you have a good name, after you find your you find your clients, once you get the client, you have to make sure that you're delivering quality and that you're on site and you're making sure that what you promised to that client is being delivered. Period. There's no questions asked. Like, you have to make sure that is like your number one priority, to make sure that client gets exactly what they requested, and you go above and beyond that.
Law number 4 of a monster roofing.
I would say, it depends on what level you're at. But those are the main 3 for me. But at my level, making sure that your employees feel appreciated, understood, and paid properly. Making sure that the people are paid properly at your organization, and that they feel heard and understood. It's very, very important, because if you take care of your people that are doing the work, they will do what's necessary for that client, and they will shine. And I think it's important that you take care of people and that they feel heard and appreciated.
Even as you grow to a larger organization, every single individual person still needs to feel that care.
That's right.
So, beautiful. Law number 5 of monster roofing.
Yeah. So once you figure all that out, you're going to have a lot of money coming into the business. And so managing your finances is really, really important. I think a lot of people, and I've noticed this from my friends that have worked for me, that went and started their own business, you see them out buying bottles of Dom Perignon and doing champagne.
Got to get that Dom Perignon.
Next thing you know, you're selling their car because they can't pay their bills, you know?
Shoot.
Yeah, no, it's just, you have to make sure that you watch your expenses, because it's very easy to make money and spend money.
Yeah.
So you can, your money can literally be spent way faster than you can make it. And so you got to make sure that if you want to invest for the future, if you want to grow as a business, you have to put money away. You have to take 30% of your profits and you have to just put that away. And something could happen in the future. And you don't want one customer not paying you $160,000 to tank you, because it can happen that quick. One thing could happen. You could hit a water line, and that water line with a screw, and that water line can flood a whole building. If you don't have the insurance and that customer says, you know what, this cost me this cost me this, this cost me this, and you don't have the proper insurance or the funds to cover that, you're out. And so you got to make sure that your finances are in right order. You got to make sure that your money is being managed properly, and that you just go out and just blow all your money as you make it.
Dang, man. You probably saved somebody their business just saying that one law right there.
Yeah, you have to manage your finances properly. You have to put money away.
Dang, man. That 5 laws.
That's
5
it.
laws of monster roofing.
That's it.
Now let's move on to the game portion.
Okay.
I love this portion right here, man. So this is the versus game. I'm going to mention 2 different things, and you got to say which one wins and why.
Oh, geez.
Sound good?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. So we got 10. Let's see if we can get, with an explanation, quick explanation. Let's see if we can do this in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Ready, set, go. Metal roof versus asphalt shingles.
Metal.
Why?
I like metal because, if you go to downtown Fredericksburg or any old town, what kind of roofs are on the buildings? They're like 100-year-old roofs.
Yeah.
They're all beat up by hail, but guess what? They're still on the roof keeping the water out. And asphalt shingles, down here, they only last 15, 20 years at the most. And so 100% metal roofs. They last longer, and they're more resilient to the weather.
Solar integrated roof versus a cool roof.
Well, a solar integrated roof is the solar actually built into the roofing system. Mm-hmm. That is more of it's a newer thing. It's not real prevalent yet. I prefer it over solar panel roofs, but I love a good solar integrated roof. They're beautiful, and they're also useful. So I don't know if that's a great comparison because, you know, you have a cool roof, which will, I guess, reflect the heat. But down here, eventually the algae covers it, and you got to keep cleaning it over and over. And so a solar integrated roof for sure.
Okay. Hurricane resistant roof or fire resistant roof?
Usually the hurricane resistant roofs, which are metal, are usually fire resistant.
If you have to choose one.
Well, since there's no hurricanes here, fire. I mean, watch a hurricane hits next week or something.
And because you said that.
There's no hurricanes here. Don't worry about it.
Right.
The roof gets blown off.
Right. And the name of the McSteen.
Yeah.
Hurricane McSteen.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
after you.
That's it. You said it.
So DIY roof repair versus hiring a pro.
I guess that depends. It depends how handy you are. If you can be handy and you can save money, more power to you. Everything's in a YouTube video. As long as you take your time and you have the right tools and you have, you know, the time and the tools, and the experience is really everything.
He's like, mess up your roof so you can hire me.
Yeah.
Go
obviously,
ahead.
as a roofer, you know, and the thing is, you got to understand, I come from the supply side. I own a roofing supply company where I get customers coming in. They're like, how do I do this? And I give them instructions, 1, 2, 3. And I'm on both sides. So you can buy the material from me, or I can do it for you.
Either one. No, it wasn't even a plug. It was just answering the question, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to plug myself.
So residential roofing challenges versus commercial roofing challenges.
Ooh, how do you mean? Like commercial?
Which one would you choose?
Commercial roofing challenges, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You already explained that earlier. Flat roof versus slope roof.
I like a good flat roof.
It's easier to yeah.
You know why? Because I don't like sliding off.
Yeah.
Because I slid off some. You ever stood on a roof and then all of a sudden it starts raining and the roof's like this and you slide down?
Dang.
Yeah, I like a good flat roof. Yeah. I think as I got older, I liked flat roofs a little better.
I think I almost fell off a roof one time when I was doing cable.
Yeah, you'd remember.
Yeah. Like I have a slight
or you wouldn't.
I think it was the ladder fell when I was holding on to the roof. That's what it was. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Traditional roofing techniques versus innovative roofing techniques.
You always have to keep up with the times, so innovative techniques.
Small elite roofing crew or a large scalable team?
Can't you have both?
If you had to choose one.
A large scalable elite roofing team?
You had to put them together?
It depends where you want to go in business. I prefer the large scalable team.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. You would help more people.
Yeah.
A customer budget constraints or customer design expectations?
Customer design expectations. Yeah, because you should never sacrifice quality over budget.
Yeah. Now, lastly, extreme weather roof testing or long durable testing?
Long durable testing, because it goes through the extreme weather anyway.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna have some extreme weather. Yeah,
and it's durability long term. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Versus game. I think that was like 5 minutes, but that was partially on me too. But
sorry, that's because I talk too much.
Still some good stuff, bro. No. Because I'm feeding into it and making it go on.
Of course.
But what's your exit song for a Monster Roofing?
Yes, Eye of the Tiger.
Your exit.
Oh, the exit. Oh, is it an entrance? Okay. Johnny Cash. Folsom Prison.
Okay.
Hey, calm down. Don't drag it out too much.
I'm inspired. I'm trying to get you.
I listen to everything. My music. I listen to everything. So you play a song and everyone's like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know like probably 10,000 songs."
Dang, bro.
At least.
Hey, we're gonna next time you come on, you gotta sing something. Deal?
Okay, deal.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, you too, man.